NBA records. Something that is historic, and when you witness it live, you can't believe it. Now, none of these records have been done yet, but I'm saying they very well can be done. All-time points. This one easily goes to LeBron James. Right now, the record holder for all-time points is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has 38,387. LeBron James, however, is at 34,880, so he is only about 3,500 points away from Kareem. So it's only going to take him at least 145 games to reach Kareem's points if he averages 24 points per game. And that's definitely possible for LeBron. And if he averages 28 points per game for the next 2 seasons, then he'd be well over Kareem's points. And it's not only LeBron who has the potential to be number 1 all-time in points. Luka Doncic can do that as well. He is capable of averaging a 30-point triple-double. And let's say the season goes back to a regular 82 games, and he could play a 20-season career, which sounds very likely at the moment. And let's say he averages 25 points per game for his career, which I know is super unlikely, but it's definitely possible. He'd be at 45,000 career points, because Luka can average 40 points per game at his peak for a season. I'm not saying I think it will happen, don't flame me. I think it's possible, however. All-time triple-doubles. Obviously, the first person that comes to mind when you say the word triple-double is Russell Westbrook. The current record holder for the most triple-doubles is Oscar Robertson. He has 181 triple-doubles, and most NBA fans think that Russell Westbrook actually has the most triple-doubles because he averaged one for an entire season. But Russell Westbrook only has 150, and of course he could beat the 181 triple-doubles Oscar Robertson has. He's Westbrook, I mean, come on. But one that is more interesting is Luka Doncic. He has 31 career triple-doubles. Luka is almost 22 years old, and that is way more than Russell Westbrook had at 22. And Luka Doncic is going to have a really long career, and he can average a triple-double for an entire season. And a triple-double is a huge deal. So if Luka Doncic breaks this record for the most triple-doubles, that would be absolutely historic. All-time blocks. The current leader in blocks is Hakeem Olajuwon at 3,830. One player that could beat this record is Bam Adebayo. He has all the tools to be the greatest defender in NBA history. He played amazing defensively last season, getting 1.1 steals and 1.3 blocks. He was snubbed from Defensive Player of the Year, and he played every single game of the season. But his body type is perfect for defense. Literally perfect. And he's a very hardworking person. His playstyle is aggressive and goes in the same category as Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Montrezl Harrell, the most loyal team players in the NBA that are amazing at defense and have an incredible work ethic. Also, an obvious one to beat this record is Rudy Gobert. I mean, you know you have a true center if he's averaging more rebounds than points and is absolutely terrible at shooting. But he has potential to be averaging 3.5 blocks per game. He's a back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, and he is incredibly dominant in the paint. All-time assists. Currently, John Stockton holds the record with 15,806 assists, which I will start off by saying is absurd. And personally, I don't think this record will be broken, but there's a very slim chance of it being broken by Luka Doncic. He's an absolutely insane passer. He finds every way to pass the ball, whether it's behind the back, through the legs, faking an opponent out, or even through your mom. I'm just joking. That was a very bad joke. But he's going to find a way to get an assist wherever and whenever, which is going to help him drastically in the long term. And that's pretty much it for the assist part, because everyone who is good at passing besides Luka Doncic is 34 to 35, and they're not anywhere near John Stockton in assists. Most of them are about 7,000 behind him, so that gives you an idea. Most points scored in one game. Wilt Chamberlain holds this record with 100 points scored in an NBA game. The player who accomplishes this insane feat cannot be a guard, because guards are simply too inefficient and undersized to complete this insane goal. And it needs to be someone dominant, a big man. It needs to be an amazing scoring big man that can be very efficient and they can't pass on that one specific night. That player also needs to get to the line a lot. That's right, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He needs to play all 48 minutes of the game, and he can't pass the ball once. And he needs to stay in the paint because that's where big men are most efficient. And this is especially good because every player on the Bucks is a team player, and they are willing to pass to Giannis, and they don't care about their own stats. And this is how that game would happen. Giannis gets off to a hot start, and he makes some three-pointers, which is already a bit of a stretch. He makes some buckets in the paint, and then he ends up with 22 points in the first quarter. Then in the second, his teammates cherry pick his points, he gets 28. And at halftime, he has 50 points. Then he gets to a hot start in the third quarter, gets 77 points, and then more cherry picking, and then he ends up with 101 points, breaking the record. This is not really an NBA record, but the NBA's GOAT. Currently, Michael Jordan holds this record, being the NBA's GOAT. I know this is very subjective, but just bear with me. Obviously, LeBron is by some people already considered the NBA's GOAT because he's nearly at 20 All-Star appearances, won 4 MVPs and 4 championships, and 4 Finals MVPs. He is also super versatile and he has a ton of leadership. He also carried majority of the teams he was on, and that's why you could see he's the GOAT. And Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, he has potential to be a 5-time MVP. Right now, he's at 2, but it's likely he's going to get 3. I don't want him to get 3. I don't want him to even be in the NBA. But yeah, I don't really like Giannis, but you could just do research on him because I don't want to talk about him. And Luka Doncic. He could literally be averaging a 40-point triple-double at his peak, and I'm not even kidding. As a second-year player, he averaged 29, 9, and 9, which is absolutely insane. And this season, he could end up averaging a 30-point triple-double, and he is almost 22 years old on February 28th, which is just crazy. He's playing like he's a 30-year-old Hall of Famer in his prime. Obviously, super young players like Cade Cunningham, who isn't even in the NBA yet, and LaMelo Ball, they could be the NBA's GOAT, but it's way too early to judge them. I mean, come on, they're not even 20 years old yet. But with that being said, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. We're at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Vrunnn, and that's my take. Peace.
Boring.